All right, test, test, test. All right, test, test, test. Okay, let me clean my glasses. Uh, Grab a quick drink. And being that I am wireless, which was a pleasant surprise on Friday to find out that my SteelSeries wireless headphones work wirelessly on the PS5. I was a little bit worried that they wouldn't work, and I think by going wireless, not only was it more convenient, I think it got rid of the echoes, the past echoes that I had from plugging this headset hardwired into the DualSense controller. So anyway, while I'm getting up and grabbing a drink, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back with a live stream of GT7. And oh boy, well, just deal with that for a second, folks. All right, what we got here? Vidiot. You get PSVR too early? No, I didn't. Um, the purpose of this stream is to talk about some people who did get PSVR too early. So, uh, leading up to the release of PSVR 2, um, I think this is a really critical moment. And while I hate to, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to move that. Mine won't even show tracking yet. I think that's happened to a lot of people. Just a minute, I gotta move the chat. Display chat position bottom left. Um, let's move to the bottom right. Okay. So what's happened is Friday I got a notification that my headset had shipped, and they provided a tracking number. And when I looked up that tracking number, it said that a label had been created by the shipper, but the carrier had not picked up the product yet. And that's still the case right now as we speak. Says it's shipped, but is awaiting carrier pickup with no tracking. For the most part, that's kind of what I got. Um, so you go to the PlayStation website, the PlayStation Direct, and it says shipped, and they give you a tracking number. And you go to the UPS website and you type in that tracking number, and it says a label has been created, but the carrier hasn't picked up the package yet. So I'd imagine that they're all the headsets are going to start shipping tomorrow. What I'm not certain of is that I think these headsets might be shipping from New Jersey. I would be led to believe that these headsets were manufactured in China, and I'm led to believe that they've been stored in a warehouse here in the United States here for God knows how long. And so I think if I saw it correctly, I think they might be in New Jersey. So New Jersey isn't terribly far from Michigan. So depending on how it is shipped, weather permitting, I would like to think that it would get here on time. So I took the gamble and I took Thursday and Friday off. So let's I mean we can keep talking about PSVR too. I mean, because this is the main purpose of me even going live. I really don't even plan on racing that much, because I've told you guys before that um, I've been somewhat trying to avoid playing this game because every time I get into this game, all I can think about is wanting to play this game in VR. I can't take off. One of the owners have COVID. Ah, that sucks. Um, yeah, this is, you know what? This is really going to be interesting because I expect for us to start seeing possibly live gameplay from owners. Yeah, plenty of time after work every day though. Cool. I think Australia is like 12 hours ahead of us. So we could possibly see something from them on Tuesday since they're 12 hours ahead of us. If they get their headsets on time, I think we could start seeing live gameplay from people on Tuesday from Australia. Possibly a little bit later from the UK because the UK is I'm on Eastern time in the United States and the UK is 5 hours ahead of us, I think currently. Um, so midnight to them. Yeah, I'm going to be watching YouTube closely the next couple of days. So watching YouTube closely, I'm wondering if maybe we will possibly start seeing some GT7 reviews from influencers tomorrow. For the influencers that got their headsets early, because the influencers that and the media that got their headset early. Well, I ain't gonna say not the media, but influencers who got a headset early. Um, all they've really talked about is Horizon Call of the Mountain. I mean, there's been other stuff here and there, like my friend Gamertag. He was able to go to the studio to try out Switchback VR, and I didn't really watch too much of that because it is a game that I plan on getting, because I think this is the sequel to Until Dawn: Rush of Blood, but I think the developers are not officially calling it a sequel to Until Dawn: Rush of Blood because I think Sony owns the rights to that. Um, but coming back to Gamertag's footage that he showed, I briefly watched it because more than anything, I just want to experience the game. I don't want to take too much from whatever video that he puts out, but I've watched bits and pieces of it. So coming back to tomorrow, I'm wondering if we might possibly see some reviews tomorrow for GT7 on PSVR because as I originally started to say, a lot of influencers who got a headset early, all they've been talking about is Call of the Mountain. Um, so it's obvious they're under some kind of embargo. So my question is were they like under embargo not to talk about GT7 until a certain date, or will it be like okay when the headset releases you can say and do whatever you want? Um, I would probably say that even though the influencers that have done reviews are talking about Call of the Mountain on Twitter, most of the talk seems to be about GT7. So it makes me wonder why Sony hasn't let influencers talk about GT7 yet. And I doubt that they got anything to hide as far as the game goes. I don't think when I get a chance to look at this game, I don't think it's going to be a situation where, hey, this is bullshit. No wonder Sony wouldn't let nobody talk about it. I don't think it's going to be anything like that at all. I'm led to believe that maybe just Sony wants everybody zeroed in on Call of the Mountain because I'm guessing they want this to be their flagship title, and basically that's the game that they probably want all eyes on when it launches. Based on some of the reviews that I've heard, I think they want this to be a game that anybody can pick up and play. Whereas GT7, although they, what's the word I'm looking for, eroded the graphics to an arcade state, I'm going to get the Switchback horror shooter, Call of the Mountain, Beat Saber, for the fourth time. Beat Saber? Really, Vidiot? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I know you know. I think I'm a little more hardcore when it comes to VR than you, but I know that you play VR enough that I do believe you have a Quest. I do believe you had a Rift, and I've seen you do quite a few Beat Saber streams. So I would be led to believe that you have Beat Saber on the Oculus Quest, the PC version, and possibly the PSVR view. Beat Saber is life. It helps keep my blood sugar in check. Totally get that. Assassin, I think it's because the devs haven't released VR updates for GT7 or Village, and that's why there aren't any vids for them. They probably haven't released any updates to the public yet. I would be led to believe that if they really wanted to, they could provide special codes to influencers that they want to review GT7. But it is a good point. It is a good point. But it still begs the question, why haven't they let influencers review this GT7 yet? I don't know. So, but I'm kind of going to be all over the place. So, I mean, we can talk anything you guys want, PSVR 2 related. Um, but yeah, Vidia, to finish up on what you were saying, um, I Beat Saber is one game I will not be buying for PSVR 2. I already have it on Oculus Quest. I already have it on PC. I had it on PSVR, but I got rid of my PSVR. I let my son take my PlayStation Pro home, and I got rid of. I hate to put it that way, but I shipped out my PSVR. I mean, you guys will hopefully you guys will find out in a couple of days who I sent the headset to. But yeah, I sent the headset to somebody because I wasn't really using my PSVR. The only reason why I hung on to it as long as I did is if I ever got the urge to play Firewall, or if I ever got the urge to play Solaris or Alvo, because Alvo and Solaris, PSVR was the best way to play those games because of the aim controller. Solaris is an esports first-person shooter, and you know, I've got it on PC and Quest, but the best experience was on PSVR because of the aim controller. Um, but yeah, Beat Saber is a game that I will not be buying again. But I can't knock that because, you know, there's several games that I have on PC and on Quest that I'm gonna buy again. Beat Saber isn't expensive. It would be the best way for me to stream without mods. True. I think from a plug and play standpoint, there's a difference between sending game codes and game update files. I don't think it's possible for the devs to give hold on. I mean, but I get what you're saying. To only a few people. No, what I'm trying to say is that it would ultimately go through Sony. So regardless, I can't really speculate on how they would do it, but what I was trying to say was that if Sony really wanted influencers to review GT7, they could I'm sure they got ways to get the update to those influencers and them only. So I don't think it's a situation where, oh no, it's impossible. We can't. There's no way we can give you the update before it goes live. So I mean, if they wanted to give, I'm convinced they could give it to them if they really wanted to. So I think I was in the middle of talking about Beat Saber, Vidiot, responding to your latest comment. Firewall Ultra is a game I'm looking forward to the most. Is the entire game of Resident Evil in VR? Oh yeah, absolutely. This would be a slap in the face. Not only is the entire Resident Evil Village game playable in VR, I believe, I think in order to make sure that PSVR 2 is the only place where you'll be able to play Village in VR, it's possible, I think it's possible that Capcom might have sent out an update on PC that pretty much killed the VR mod. Um, couple of couple of modders on PC, and I'm speaking of Prey Dog and Luke Ross, might double dip that as well. Got it on Series X already. Well, I've got Village and Biohazard on PC. Um, Getting right to the nuts and bolts of it, I got hold of the mod from Prey Dog, and I've tried both Village and Biohazard on PC with the VR mods, and I spent a little more time in Village, and it's actually pretty good. The only problem that I had with it is like during cutscenes, you could not you could not control your head movement. Your head had to follow the camera, so if you look into the left and the camera's still going like this to the right, it was a little bit disorienting. But the gameplay itself was actually damn good. You had the full 6 degrees of freedom for a game. It played like a game that got an official VR port. So, um, but in any case, where I was going with that is that I want to compare the PSVR 2 version of Village to the VR mod on PC, and I tried to play it a couple of days ago and it won't work. I've got 3 computers here. 2 of those computers have Village on the VR mod. The game won't boot up on those computers. So just to do some troubleshooting, I downloaded Village on my third PC that doesn't have a mod on it, and the game fired up and ran on that PC. So I'm thinking it's possible that, like I said, Capcom might have sent an update through that might have killed those VR mods on PC to ensure that the only way you could play Village in VR is to get a PSVR 2. I think that's also part of the reason why Rockstar sent Luke Ross a cease and desist letter, because Luke Ross put out VR mods for Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption. The list goes on and on and on of games that he put out a VR mod for, and he received a cease and desist letter from Rockstar, basically telling him to take those mods down for Red Dead Redemption and GTA 5. And I think it's possible that um, us here in the VR community, we think it's a pretty good chance that Grand Theft Auto 5 will come to PSVR 2. And if that's the case, we think it's a high possibility, at least I do. I think it's a high possibility that Rockstar ordered Luke Ross to take those VR mods down um, in order to ensure that the only way you'll be able to play GTA 5 in VR is on PSVR 2. So it's just, it's just a thought on my part. I have nothing to support that theory. Um, so if that's the case, I don't know. We could be witnessing a new movement where a lot of these games that have VR mods on them, and if there are games that are going to come to PSVR 2, we could start seeing updates from those devs where they kill the VR mods on PC. So I don't know. I plan to, whenever I get a chance, I plan to go back and try to reinstall the VR mod and just make sure that I didn't miss an update or something. So we can jump around and talk about PSVR, well, whatever you guys want to talk about. But the other part that I want to talk about is the other part of the title of this stream, and that's non-VR channels getting a PSVR 2 headset. Um, I, I think it's a little bit of a slap in the face to some of us in the VR community. I also think it was a risk on Sony's part to send a headset to non-VR channels. Um, and I will name some names. I think there's some influencers and entities that should not have gotten a VR headset. And I'm speaking of entities or influencers. Support Gaming, what's good? These are people, in my opinion, that have shown strong support of the Xbox side. And we here in the VR community, we don't want that console war shit. But we can't avoid it. It's going to happen. It's already taking place right now. I'm already seeing shit on Twitter where people hollering about PSVR 2 being too expensive, this, that. This reviewer said this, what have you. And the PlayStation side fiercely defending it. Now, the entities and the influencers that I speak of that I think should not have gotten a PSVR 2 headset are people, in my opinion, that have shown strong favoritism towards the Xbox side in the past. I even go as far as to say that I even think some of these influencers and entities have been paid by Microsoft, because these people that I speak of, they do more than say good things about the Xbox. It seems like it's almost like they can't tell you anything good about the Xbox without throwing something in negative about the PlayStation. I think most pure pro, it is expensive, but what other headset has those specs? It's more expensive than the ones with than less specs. When that thing first came up, about when that was the rage on Twitter about the headset being too expensive. Um, I'll be the first one to tell you that for the purpose of mass adoption, I wish the headset would have been cheaper. But I think because of inflation and Sony probably not wanting to take a loss on this headset, I think they are selling this headset for exactly what it cost them to make it. I think such was the case with PSVR 1. They refused to take a loss on that headset, so the ones with the Move controllers sold for $500. And I was a firm believer that a peripheral like PSVR should never cost more than the base. I felt like a PSVR headset, Valve Index, is more expensive and isn't as good. I'm not going to jump the... I've tried the Valve Index, and the only problem... my son has a Valve Index. The only issue... The Valve Index only has two issues in my eyes. One of them is when the headset first launched, there was some serious problems with the thumbsticks. The thumbsticks were breaking. So some people, like Eric for President, I think he had to send his controllers back like 3 times to get them fixed by Valve. The other problem is that since this is an older headset, It's got a 1600 resolution, and these days, pretty much 4K is pretty much the standard. Um, it's not 4K and no haptics in the head and hands, correct? I can't say that I remember, but I would at least think, some controller rumble. I would at least think that's there. But haptics in the head, no. But on the flip side of that, though, one of some of the advantages that the Valve Index would still have over PSVR 2 is that you can run it at different refresh rates. I think you can run it at 90, 120, and 144 hertz. It also has a wider field of view. Um, and the tracking is incredible on there because you're using base stations. And I think right now the only issue with the Valve Index is I think this because of the resolution or the pixels, whatever you want to say. There's still a little you'll probably notice a little bit of screen door effect, which at the time that's just the way the headsets were. Because the Rift S, I got one of those, and screen door effects was an issue with the Rift S. But when the Quest 2 came along, there was less. The screen door effects was barely noticeable. So um, I don't really have a problem with screen door effect. All I really care about is that the visuals are clear. And when you jump back, when you talk about the original PlayStation VR, anything outside of the sweet spot was terribly blurry. So yeah, I knew about Quest 2 having 120 hertz toggle, but I think 90 hertz is the sweet spot. Um, I think 90 hertz um, is the refresh rate where you could play any game and it'll run smoothly. But it would take is if you're using the Quest as a PC headset, it would take an incredibly powerful PC to run that headset at 120 hertz and run games at ultra settings. So I was getting off the tracks. Let's get back to that topic about non VR channels having PSVR headsets, and I am directly speaking of IGN, Digital Foundry, and as far as influencers goes, Paris. Um, Digital Foundry, I think, is a hired gun. Uh, I've often wondered if Digital Foundry has been paid by Microsoft to say some favorable things about Microsoft's hardware. They've had something that I didn't. One of the biggest things that made me wonder if Digital Foundry had been paid is that whenever they would do their analysis on third-party games, if the game, like going back to the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, if you had a situation where a game actually ran better on the PS4 Pro, Digital Foundry act like it wasn't supposed to happen. If the game had a higher resolution, gotta go, sir. I will watch the rest of the replay. Happy gaming. Thank you, good sir, for popping in. Appreciate it. So, when they reviewed the games, if the game looked better on the Xbox One X, no problem. They gave it the praise. That was the end of it. But if they came across a third-party game that ran better on the PS4 Pro, Digital Foundry acted like that wasn't supposed to happen, and they would always preface the conclusions of their findings by saying that we're a bit puzzled that this game has a lower frame rate than the PS4 Pro. Maybe this is something where the developer can come out with a patch and we can revisit it and yeah. So anytime a game um, did not perform as well as the PS4 Pro, it was almost like Digital Foundry was telling the devs, put a patch out we'll take a look at it again. Whereas if a game had a lower frame rate on the PS4 Pro, that'd be the end of it. They would act like, okay, this game runs at 50 frames per second on the One X and runs at 40 frames per second on the Pro, and that'd be the end of it. They act like, okay, the console that was supposed to win won. There's nothing for us to talk about anymore. But whenever the PS4 Pro would win out, when do you think you'll get your PSVR 2? I think we'll all get them on the same day. At the beginning of the stream, I was telling people that on Friday I got the notification that the headset had been shipped, and then when I actually went inside and took a deeper look, as far as the tracking updates goes, what I am seeing is it says that a shipping label has been created, but it has not been picked up by the carrier yet. I don't think that's really that big of an issue because I can't remember where I seen it at, but I think the PSVR units that are here in America are being housed somewhere in New Jersey, and I live in Michigan, and Michigan's not terribly far from New Jersey, so so if it ships tomorrow, I think it can get here Wednesday. I'm even wondering if it's a possibility that the headset could arrive on Tuesday, and then the headset just won't play any games until midnight when the games unlock. So that's a possibility too. But in any case, I took Thursday and Friday off. So I was in the middle of talking about Digital Foundry. IGN is another entity that has shown favoritism towards the Xbox side in the past. And then as far as individual and influencers goes, speaking of Paris, I saw his review of the hardware of the headset, and I went to his channel and I went through his library, and he's got content going back as far as 13 years, but he's only got 4 videos related to PSVR or PS5 in general. He's got the review that he did for PSVR 2. He's got a video for the PSVR 2 unboxing, and then I think he's got a video for the PS5 user interface. But other than that, the rest of his content is either Xbox or PC related. So I believe that he is a known Xbox shill. So I think it was a risk on Sony's part to send him a headset, even if you embargoed him. He is under embargo. There's only so much he can say, but we'll see what he has to say when that embargo lifts. Don't forget that this man did host, I think it was Xbox's E3 showcase from a couple of years ago. During that E3 weekend, he hosted the opening day. And I haven't really watched a lot of his content, but I just know that his name has come up with Xbox quite a few times. And then the other thing about it is he's got 20,000 subs. I don't have a problem with that, but I think there are some of my VR constituents. There are some of them that have 20,000 subs and they didn't get a headset. Paradise Decay being one of them. He should have got a headset. He's got 20,000 subs. He's not necessarily a PSVR channel. He is a VR channel. He just loves VR across the board. And I think he's a person that should have got a headset. But instead, you send a headset that I look over his content and saw no VR content nowhere whatsoever until he got a PSVR 2. He claims that that he was going to buy the Valve Index, but COVID and all that stuff got in the way. Well, shit, by the time COVID hit, um, the Valve Index had already been around for like 3 years. And then the other thing, he opened up his review by saying that he's not necessarily a first adopter, that he's the type of person that will buy the 2.0 version of a product or the second iteration. So he claims he was going to buy the Valve Index, which was their first headset, but COVID got in the way, which I think is lame because you know, Oculus, Facebook, whatever you want to call them, they still found a way to sell the Quest through the COVID. Not only that, through COVID, while the PS5 and the Xbox Series X was relatively hard to get, the Oculus Quest was the Facebook Quest, whatever you want to call it, was not hard to get. You could still get one through COVID. You know, even through the COVID crap, it was still fairly easy to get one. And then he claims that he had a PSVR 2 on order, but he ended up getting one from Sony. So I really don't know if I believe that. And I think being that he has been known to be an Xbox shill at times, I'm beginning to wonder, when the embargo lifts, what will he say about the headset then? Will he just not bring it up anymore? Or will he say, hey, after spending time with the PSVR 2, it's not for me. I unplugged it. I put it in the closet, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I'm still waiting to see what he's got to say once the embargo lifts. But in all fairness, his review of the headset, I thought was fair. He says he's got big hands, so he felt it a little bit of a struggle to deal with the controllers in certain situations. And then his quick thoughts on Call of the Mountain. He said it's okay. It's just okay. He did say that it was the best looking VR game that he had ever seen. But he was talking about the gameplay. It was just okay. And I guess I'm okay with that, with him saying that, because I've seen enough reviews to get the impression that Call of the Mountain is going to be one of those games where it's going to be visually stunning, but the gameplay is going to be as such where noobs will be able to pick up the controllers and be able to play the game, where I think maybe hardcore VR people, it's going to be something that we haven't seen before. Also understanding that the game is like 70% climbing, to the point where Gamertag even said that the climbing got on his nerves after a while. So I don't know, but you can definitely count on getting my thoughts, though. That's for certain. So that was the bottom line. I think sending a headset to like Digital Foundry, IGN, even Paris, I think it was a risk. I think they could have sent the headset. I think they would have been better served sending the headset to neutral VR channels. The one person that I think should have gotten one but got snubbed was Brian Paul of PSVR Without Parole. Now he already admitted that he used to have a relationship with Sony, but he leaked the specs of the headset and he leaked the launch window, and Sony wasn't happy with him about it, and they stopped responding to his emails, and in turn he did not get a headset. And just recently, on his show on Friday, he did admit that it did hurt him that he didn't get a headset, and he still went on to say that I still love PSVR and I still love Sony and I won't quit loving them. And I thought that was a class act for him to say something like that, but I think Sony not sending him a headset because he let out a couple of leaks, I think it's still a disservice because over the years he's done way more good for PSVR than bad because he's pretty much the face of PSVR. Now that Frank dropped out of sight. In the beginning it was him and Frank. They were the faces of PSVR, but Frank became the community manager of First Contact Entertainment and pretty much dropped out of sight. So, Brian Paul is the man when it comes to PSVR. He's the face of PSVR, and yeah, sure, those leaks, whatever, it is what it is. I think he still deserves a headset. And when the leaks that he did, it's not like he trashed the headset. All he did was let us know what the specs were and let us know what the release window was. It's not like he found out something that was like, oh, I found out that the headset does this and does that. I wouldn't buy it, yada, yada, yada. All he did was just reveal what his sources told him. So, I think it's kind of petty that he didn't get a headset. I think he should have got one. Mr. Satya. So, I think that when PSVR 2 releases this week, I think one of the questions that I expect to get asked the most is the headset worth it? And in all likelihood, the answer that you're probably going to get from me is yes. I think the question that I'm looking to answer is if you have a high-end PC, would PSVR 2 take over as your main headset? That's the part I don't know. That's the part I intend to find out. You guys heard me say it a million times. I got 3 PCs. This one right here in front of me has a 4090, and I use this HP Reverb G2 on it. And this HP Reverb G2 uh, is the clearest thing that I've ever seen in a VR headset. I know there's other headsets out there that probably look, are more clear than the G2. With the Vario Aero, the Pimax headsets, uh, probably the Quest Pro, the new HTC XR Elite that just came out. Um, so yeah, several headsets that I imagine look better than the G2, but I think given that HP is about to discontinue um, the G2 and kind of get out of VR altogether, I think the G2 might end up being the best bang for your buck because the headset will undoubtedly go on sale during this liquidation process because the headset has been on sale quite a bit over the past couple of years. The headset has been as low as $300. When the headset first launched, it was $7. Then I think they settled on a permanent price of $600, and then through the past couple of years, I've seen a headset go on sale for $500, $400, and $300. Now I bought this one off of eBay for $200. So, um, and I think now that HP is probably about to get out of the VR game, if you wanted to buy a headset off of eBay, um, a premium headset with super clear visuals, and you already got a high end PC, that might be some bang for the buck. So I don't know how much more there is to say. Well, I do know that I do know that one thing I will talk about, but I'm not going to be able to talk about it until after the headset launches, and that's Pavlov in particular. Um, I've seen some videos showing both trailers for PSVR 2 and for PC, and Clayton really wondering the same thing. I got a Logitech 923 and PSVR 2 coming. Want reviews to see GT7. Um, it's like I said, I don't think Sony has anything to hide with the game. I think they just don't want to take focus off of Call of the Mountain. I think they want everybody to be focused on that game. Because honestly speaking, GT7 might fuck some people up. People who are diving into VR for the first time, and they get inside a car and go 200 miles an hour, and their eyes are telling them they're moving 200 miles an hour, but they know that they're not moving. That shit messes you up when you, the first time you do it, because the first time I ever played any kind of racing game in VR was the Drive Club demo when I got PSVR day one. And I tried the Drive Club demo, and I thought it was mind-blowing to sit inside a Ferrari going 200 miles an hour. I think they're spreading embargo drops to keep news coming out until launch. Yeah, so that's something that I thought about too. So basically, I'm wondering if anybody has had the chance to play GT7 on PSVR 2. I think the embargoes might lift tomorrow. I say that because I think, like, for instance, Australia, I think they're 12 hours ahead of America as far as the time difference goes. So you might start seeing live streams coming from Australia on Tuesday, even though the headset launches on Wednesday for us. That being said, it wouldn't make any sense if anybody's had a chance to try GT7 and PSVR. It doesn't make any sense to keep them embargoed until Tuesday or Wednesday, because by that time, when the live streams start coming from Australia and the UK and stuff like that, because they're already hours ahead of us, and as far as the time difference goes, we won't need influencers to give us their thoughts, because we'll find it out from the people who pay for it with their own money. So all that being said, if there's embargoes for GT7, if anybody's had the chance to try it, you know what? I just thought about something. Who? Let me backtrack. Something that I didn't think about. Assassin earlier, he was saying that he thinks that it's not possible, that one of the reasons why we probably haven't seen influencers give us reviews is because they probably haven't gotten the update yet. And I had said that if Sony wants to bad enough, they'll find a way to get it into their hands. Now that I stop and think about it, 3 entities have tried it. IGN, GT Planet, and Traxian GG. They were brought in to Sony's North American headquarters to try it. So I don't know, but it still takes me back to what I was going to say. If any influencers have tried it, I would think that the embargo will lift tomorrow. So, but I can tell you this though: make sure you keep it tuned in here, because I'm buying this with my own money. So I absolutely have no reason to lie. I have a vested interest in seeing PSVR 2 succeed, because once Oculus or Facebook stop kind of putting focus on PSVR, PC VR titles, and started moving more towards the Quest, we started seeing games with rinky-dink graphics. And PSVR 2 is going to be the gateway for us to get good games back on PC VR. Um, so yeah, I definitely have an interest in seeing PSVR 2 succeed. I don't know. I may do a race or two. I don't know. All I really did was just put this on to set the tone. So, gaming legends, how are you doing? Good to see you. And I guess this prompts me to send you guys another reminder of how I intend to distribute the content once PSVR 2 is here. I am pretty much a VR sim racing channel. This channel originally started out somewhat a PlayStation channel because um, they got the best games. There's no way around it. You know, they have the most compelling exclusives. Um, but I think I started my channel in 2017, and then I think in 2018 I started slowly transitioning to VR until I became a full-blown VR channel. And and that whole time I loved racing in VR, but on PSVR 2 we didn't have the type of sim racing game that I wanted. Uh, Drive Club was great, but the visuals was horrible. It was like looking at something through a glass with Vaseline smeared all over it. The blur was horrible, and that was one of the things that prompted me to jump over to PC VR, because not only did we have a lack of sim racing titles in VR on PlayStation VR 2, we also had a lack of first person shooter games. We also had a lack of multiplayer games. So that's what's prompted me to make the jump over to PC VR. Um, what settings do you use in GT7? I would have to ask you to be specific in terms of what you mean in terms of the settings. Um, Because if you're talking about, my setups for the car, like the traction control and all that kind of stuff, I really haven't tinkered with that too much because um, I never really intended to sink a lot of time into GT7 until PSVR 2 gets here. Um, Even though Polyphony Digital had not officially announced it, when I bought my PS5, I bought it like 95% of the reason was GT7 in VR. Um, they have been quoted as saying that improved VR was a focus. So I took the leap of faith and believed that it would get VR support. So um, if I never played anything else on the PS5, it wouldn't bother me. We're about to get what I'm looking for, and that's GT7 with VR support. Now, once PSVR 2 is here, then I'll start. Uh, then I'll get a little bit deeper into the settings and start finding things that's my preference, because racing in VR and racing flat screen is two totally different things. When you race flat screen, everything is compressed on that one screen, and things can be way in the background, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like right there in front of you. Whereas in VR, there's that depth. You can see how far away something really is, and you can see it as it's coming towards you. VR enthusiast, but GT7 pushed me to get PSVR 2 at launch. That sounds about right. I mean, Yeah, that was it. I love VR sim racing that much that GT7 in VR covers me across the board. I've got racing titles on PC in VR. A matter of fact, I think every racing title that I have on PC has VR support. I mean, we're at a point now where, as far as PC goes, any racing title that comes out, if it's missing VR support, that's actually going to hurt them. So, should we take a look and see what's there? Oh, I definitely got to jump into this one. Dragon Tail Seaside for the GT3s. So, for those of you, I didn't finish get a chance to saying what my plan is going to be. Um, when PSVR 2 hits, like I said it before, I made the transition to full VR channel to VR sim racing channel, and the what I played the most of is Assetto Corsa Competizione on PC in VR. That was the featured content of this channel, but I can't ignore the analytics. Long story short, I'm not going to bore you guys with the history of it and the timelines and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, I stream ACC on PC, I might get 100 views. I stream GT7 on my main channel, it'll probably get 300 views. Um, and if I stream anything that's got PS5 in the title, it's likely going to get more views because a big chunk of the viewers of this channel are PlayStation. They prefer the PlayStation brand over the Xbox or over PC. So there's no way around it. Anything that I stream that's got GT7 in it or PS5 in the title is going to tend to have more views. So all that being said, I can't ignore that. When PSVR 2 launches this Wednesday, GT7 will take over as the featured content of this channel. I plan to do at least 2 streams a week of GT7 in VR on this channel. For those of you who still like ACC, I have moved that over to Twitch. My channel over there is Lincoln Clay. I believe it's Lincoln_Clay over on Twitch. So follow me over there. And then I have a third channel, the Godfather of VR, over on YouTube, and that's everything VR. So the way this channel is going to go moving forward, what I have planned for this channel is, again, I'll do at least 2 GT7 streams a week. And then I'm bringing back my old show, Live from Wakanda. This was a show I had a few years ago where every Saturday morning I would talk about the latest news, latest gaming news, and the latest VR news. And when Chadwick Boseman died, I felt weird going on with the show, so I put the show on a temporary hold and just never came back to it. But recently, Craig Harris, who in the beginning he started out as a guest on the show, and what I would do is just, hey, send him a link and say, hey, if you want to jump in, it's there. And he pretty much showed up every week to the point where he pretty much became a co-host on the show. So when I bring back Live from Wakanda, Craig will be the co-host. So it's his idea to bring the show back. So this Wednesday, when I get my PSVR headset, we are planning to do an impromptu Live from Wakanda. I will unbox the headset. Craig will be in Discord or on voice chat with me. I think PSVR 2 will be more successful than expected and bring developers because they will be able to make the games um, without having to make compromises. Exactly. Because the move controllers of the original PSVR is one of the reasons why there's a lot of games that didn't come to the platform. In addition to the PS4 being a weak console for VR, because people don't realize just how demanding VR is. So coming back to the live from Wakanda thing. So yeah, when I do the unboxing, Craig will be in the chat with me or in the Discord with me, giving his thoughts, and we'll both take questions together. And then from there, moving forward, we will um, fire up live from Wakanda again. More than likely on Saturdays. We just have to finalize what time the show's going to be. If you were to force me to give you a timetable, I would maybe say 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. noon Eastern time. But stay tuned. I'll let you guys know here in a few days once I talk to Craig and we finalize what time we can do it. So yeah, that's going to be the content on this channel. A minimum of 2 GT7 streams a week. Oh, something else I forgot to mention. My friend Ham VR. We used to have a Friday a set of Corsa competition league. God damn it, I'm really messing up. A set of Corsa Competizione. We had a Friday league. We are starting the Friday league up again with GT7. We already did our first session last Friday, just this past Friday. So what it's going to be is Ham is going to organize sessions. He'll have the servers open, and it will be open to you guys. So if you guys want to jump in and race with us every Friday, you out of here, Clayton. Appreciate you popping in. So if you guys want to jump in and join us on Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So no password will be required. All you need to do is just see what the name of the room is and jump in with us. So that's going to happen on Fridays. So that's what we're looking at. 2 GT7 streams a week, possibly 3. Live from Wakanda on Saturdays. And then Papa's House of Game. Hello, Lincoln. Good to meet you. Good to meet you, sir. Same to you. Appreciate you popping in. And so on Fridays, yeah, we will do our Friday league. So that is the content plan for this channel. Over on Twitch, 2 low fuel motorsports races a week. And then the third channel, The Godfather of VR, that's what I still have to figure out. Because we'll jump in Friday for a race. Hey, we'll be looking for you, Gaming Legends. See what you got. See what kind of skills you got. Skills to make meals. Skills to pay the bills. So yeah, let's I gotta get my shoes on. So let's get ready to jump into one of these daily races. Dragon Tail Seaside on GT7. This is probably my favorite track right here. So let me get my shoes on. Because I've got the Fanatec V3 pedals. And these pedals have metal plates with sharp edges. Not sharp enough to cut your feet, but you know it's there. But in any case, I gotta have shoes on. And we will jump into one of these daily races. So, I do want to caution everybody, just like I did on Friday. When I jump into this daily race, whatever you see, throw it out the window. Because I am a much better racer in VR than I am flat screen. I dare say that in VR, in VR, I'm anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds faster than I am flat screen. So if I perform like dog shit, usable tires, damn it. Let's go with the racing mediums. get in here, do a lap or two. And my vase shakers are working. And this is the view you will see me use in VR, because it is the most immersive. And we are coming up to the infamous chicane of death. Ah! And that's why they call it the chicane of death. Woo! Damn it! I was trying to beat that 140. Oh well. Crap. I think I was in a good flow. That chicane of death is going to claim some victims in this race. Yeah, it was looking decent, Papa. But I know that once PSVR 2 hits, you're gonna see faster lap times coming from me. Hey, my guy, what's good? Oh, you just finished GT7 yourself? Excellent. That killed my lap right there. Hit the brakes too late. Up, that killed that. I can pretty much forget it because by the time I serve that penalty, got to get some practice in for PSVR 2 launch. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Ham, are you gonna do an unboxing? Because with you being in the UK and you being about 5 hours ahead of me, I suspect that you're gonna get your headset before I get mine. All that being said, are you planning to do an unboxing? And if you are, I would like to be there with you in the Discord. Depends on when it arrives? Okay. Oh, smack that wall again. One thing I don't like about this game is that if you're in the middle of setting qualifying laps, once the timer runs out, it stops you right then and there. The cat is somewhat out of the bag with the early reviews, so Sony's teardown. Here, let me, I'm not going to be able to finish that lap anyway. So let me see what you said here, Ham. The cat is somewhat out of the bag with early reviews and Sony's teardown, so it will be more our take on it. Honestly, Ham, I think our take, like you and me, I think our take is what everybody's looking for because we bought our headsets. We are not under embargo, and Sony cannot control what we say. If I have to use gamertag as the example, he's being honest, but he's still under embargo. So there's only so much he can say. I mean, I've even seen him say it a couple of times where some people asked him some really pressing questions and he was like, I can't say. And so, you know, he can let loose when the headset launches. So I definitely invite you to tune in to Gamertag when the headset goes live, you know, so you can get his full thoughts. The Ferrari Testarossa GT7, I think you can get in the Legends dealership. Oh, all right. Well, I'm not even going to bother going out on the track. Let's get these mitts on here. Get these operating gloves on. We'll be downloading Resident Evil 8 and other VR games for launch PSVR 2. My other PlayStation in the next room just got done downloading Resident Evil, so I want to make sure I'm ready. So this PS5 that I'm sitting at right here, this is going to be for GT7. My other PS5, that's going to be for all other VR titles. Because I don't want to have to keep moving this rig around and all that stuff, so. Oh, somebody's using a Ford GT. If he kicks my ass, I might have to go grab my Ford GT next race. But I know on GT Sport, the Nissan GT3R was always the weapon of choice for a lot of people. And my base shakers are working just fine. What was he thinking about? What's he think he doing? Dude! Damn it! Yeah, I was in there fighting with him too. Okay, okay. You want to test the mic setup again? Oh, you know what? That's another good thing we can talk about real quick, Ham. For those of you who are still watching. And that is the audio for PSVR 2. This race is over, so let me go ahead and pull over and just yak. Let me get out of the way first. I'll do the next race. Oh my God. This has just been an absolute disaster. Am I going to stream from the PS5 with PSVR 2 or from PC? I am going to stream directly from the PS5 because it is plug and play. I will say that about Sony. They have made streaming from the PS4 and the PS5 so easy. Just click the button and and then now that they've here, let me go ahead and leave this race. Yeah. So, and now that Sony has added this camera, see, the big thing is with PSVR, we all know this, Ham, but like with PSVR 2, with it having inside out tracking and the cameras being here, this camera will no longer be used for tracking. Now I can actually use it for streaming. So, all that being said, yeah, I will be streaming directly from the PS5. It'll be a lot less of a headache because if I try to stream from the PC, I still have to try to set up the capture card that I haven't even opened yet. And then I'd have to go through all that crap. I'll be in your ear every single day, asking you how to set up the audio and how to sync the audio and all that kind of shit. So the best thing for me to do is just to make things easy is just to stream it directly from the PlayStation. Just like I'm doing now. So, I mean, the way Sony has set this up, you guys wouldn't know that I'm streaming directly from the PS5 unless I told you. They made it so easy. They made it so plug and play. So, hey, big thumbs up to Sony for that. You know what? I'm going to get up and go get a drink, but this headset is wireless, so I'll still be talking to you guys, even though you hear me going into the refrigerator and getting a drink. Sorry that you guys had to hear the gulping. I'm like powerful thirsty. I'm super, super thirsty. So let's see here what you said here, Ham. Nice. I'm curious to see how chat works in PSVR, and PSVR 1 was bad. Well, there is one thing though. PSVR 1 also had speech chat. In my opinion, PSVR 1 had the same problem that this PS5 has right here. If somebody makes a really long comment, the PS5 won't display the entire comment. It'll only display a few words of it, which is why I got to keep my phone handy. So if somebody makes a really long comment, then I have to go to my phone and check the comment. Yeah, truncated long comments. Yeah. So I think one of the nice features that PSVR 1 had was speech chat. So you could set it for a voice to read all the comments for you, which was a really nice feature with PSVR 1. I'd like to think that Sony will do it again with this one because I think this camera, Sony launched this camera with the console with and not really giving us a roadmap of what the purpose of this camera is. So I assume that Sony built this camera with the intentions of with streamers in mind. So I think Sony is relying heavily on us to market their product for them. So all that being said, I think that Sony will probably find it to our benefit to give us as many tools as possible to be able to stream their product. So, short story long, I would like to think that PSVR 2 will have speech chat. And if they have speech chat, that has pros and cons too. I mean, the pros are that it will read the entire comment. The cons are that you will probably have to turn the in-game sounds down in order to hear the comments. I also hope PSVR 2 mic is good. You know what? That was the part that I forgot to get to. We've had no info on that yet. I do think the built-in mic will be good. I'm telling you guys right now, for PSVR 2, I am going to start out using the earbuds that come standard with the headset. Now, I don't know if Sony is telling people to say this, but a lot of people are recommending the Pulse headphones. And I can tell you from my own experience that I don't think the Pulse headphones are anything special. Um, I think the gold headphones for the PS4 were much, much better. They were louder. They had more bass. The Pulse headphones are, to me, they don't sound any different than any other headphones within its category. And one thing I can definitely tell you for certain is that the mic is dog shit on the Pulse headphones. So if you are a streamer, I do not recommend the Pulse headphones if you're going to be streaming because the mic is not good. When I used the Pulse headphones before and I would go back and watch the playback of my streams, my voice was muffled. So if you're not a streamer and you want the headphones, go for it. But if you are a streamer, I do not recommend the Pulse headphones just for the simple fact that the microphone is trash. So now on PSVR 1, the earbuds that came with PSVR 1 were actually pretty good. But Sony did not have a proprietary headset that worked with PSVR 1. So that's probably why they gave us some pretty decent earbuds. This go round, I'm beginning to wonder if Sony gave us dog shit earbuds in order to drive us towards getting the Pulse headphones. So that being said, the answer is probably going to be no. I will not buy another pair of Pulse headphones. If these work, if it comes down to it and the earbuds are dog shit, then I'll see if these will work. I mean, they should work. It's just a matter of comfort. You know, how comfortable will it be? So naturally, I'm going to go with the same card. Enter with your current card. Entry periods. Oh, okay, there we go. Why does this game not remember? Like, it's telling me that I got to use, racing mediums or racing hards. And I'm still going with the same car, but it doesn't remember that I used the racing mediums. So it's not saving that. Oh, look at that! I actually got a lap time faster than Boris, and Boris is fast. There's no doubt in my mind that as he continues to get better at this game, Boris is fast. I mean, on a set of Corsa Competizione, I compare my lap times to Boris, and on most tracks, he's about 2 seconds faster than me. There's a couple of tracks where he's about 3 seconds faster than me. So I think that when PSVR 2 comes out, and I get more time on this track, I think I can turn in some 139s. There's no doubt in my mind. Hell, I might even be able to do it today. But somebody like Boris, I wouldn't be surprised that once he gets enough time in, he'll be turning in 138s. So right now, I'm just sitting here killing time waiting for the next race. So what happened to me there? That last race, I got caught in what was a bad situation because you seen the two cars in front of me that were fighting it out. I closed in on them. My intentions were to stay close, and when one of them makes a mistake, drive right through it. So in an effort to try to keep up with those two cars, I got on the gas coming out of the corners early. It pushed me wide. I went off the track right onto the grass. In this game, you go into the grass, it is like being on ice. I hit that grass and it was a wrap. So even though they eroded the physics down to an arcade, a semi-arcade level, going off the track is still unforgivable on this game. You go off the track and you will pay. If two wheels go into the grass, you might be able to maintain control of the car. But if three or all four wheels go into the grass, you're done. The car's gonna spin out. So I did qualify ninth, and one of the things I do like about this game in terms of your daily races is that whatever qualifying lap you set, it will keep that as your qualifying lap for the entire day. You won't have to keep setting qualifying laps every time you come into a new daily race. So if I wanted to, I don't have to get in there and set another qualifying lap. That 140 that I set, it will take that as my qualifying lap if I wanted to do that. But since I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, I don't really feel like setting another qualifying lap because I don't really think I'd be able to focus. But I mean, because if I was doing this and I wasn't streaming, I do think I could break 139. So at the moment, I'm just content with going with 140 as my qualifying lap and just sit here and talk to you guys until the next race starts. So also something else, I just thought about something. Ham, if you're still watching, would you be so kind to put your YouTube channel, put a link in the comment section. This is who I will be doing the Friday GT sessions with. He will be opening up lobbies open to the public, and you're welcome to join us. So yeah, Ham, if you're still there, and be so kind to put a link to your channel in the comments. I'm not sure if he's still here or not because the UK is 5 hours ahead of us. So it's I believe it's about 1:30 in the UK right now, 1:30 a.m. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's already gone off to bed. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, folks, but there you have it. There's a link to Ham's channel. Give him a sub, and between us, you will stay informed. Between the both of us, you will stay informed for Friday's league, GT7 league. Also, when you go to Ham's channel, in the description of his channel will be a link and an invite to his Discord. That is how we will keep everybody informed of the Friday GT sessions, what tracks he planned to use, what tracks he plans to go with, what class of cars he plans to go with, if any modifications will be allowed, all that kind of stuff. And then there's a ton of text channels in his Discord for VR, for sim racing, and various other games and genres. So make sure when you sub to Ham's channel, make sure you hit the link for his Discord to get into his Discord and stay informed. So thank you very much, Ham. Oh, I'm sorry. Speaking of Discords, I've had a Discord now for about a year and a half, and that Discord has been private mainly because I would feel guilty if somebody pings me or tags me in that Discord with a question or a comment, and I'm not able to respond to it because I'm working or sleeping or whatever the case may be. Cheers, Link. Will be cool to feel the grid on multiplayer. Absolutely. So I am also going to open my Discord up to the public. Multiple channels there. VR channels, sim racing channels, VR sports channels, because at one point I was going to turn this channel into strictly a VR sports channel, you know, and stream things like Racket Fury table tennis. PLO, what's up? Sim racing, boxing games, all sports games in VR. I was going to go that route, but I ended up not doing it. But that channel will still stay there. So if you guys want to talk about VR boxing, like Thrill of the Fight and Creed and that kind of stuff, that the VR sports channel will still be there. Are there any voice channels, Ham and Lincoln, as I am now able to voice chat on PS? I want a rematch on Trail Mountain. I hit a 2.1 today. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there are voice channels in Ham's Discord. Some of them are locked, and I think there might be a couple of open channels there too. So yeah, there's voice channels there, and it'll be the same way with my channel, with my Discord. When I open it up to the public, there will be a general voice channel, and then there will be locked channels where only like people like Ham have access to it. Getting much better with my new racing. Still suck compared to my cornering skills though. You know, PLO, time is gained or lost in corners. Flat out. No way around it. And that is one reason why racing in VR is so pivotal to me, because it will help me determine how to approach a corner. Racing flat screen, as I was saying to you guys before, everything, the picture just looks compressed. It looks flat. It doesn't have any, it doesn't really feel like it's got any 3D depth to it. Whereas in VR, if there's a specific corner I'm looking at, I can actually gauge how far away it is. And I can gauge how I'm going to approach that corner as I get closer to it. So, bottom line is that I'm faster in VR than I am flat screen. And it's easier for me to see how the car is behaving in VR versus flat screen. And now, shout out to Ham for uploading a video showing how to use your base shakers. If you have a PC and you have base shakers, you now can use your base shakers on GT7. It's just that the console, Jackson, how's it going? It's just that your PC and your PS5 have to be on the same network. And so my base shakers are working, and I know exactly when the wheels are slipping. And so when you combine that with VR, when I can see and feel the car becoming unstable, I can correct it before the car does a complete rotation. So let's see here. How much time do we have left? Oh, 3 minutes. All right. Yeah, smash that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. So it looks like moving forward, when I get there, I'm going to have to drop it down to third. Thanks for that, Ham. Got my base shakers sorted. I have 4 Dayton shakers, 50-watt ones and a butt kicker. Hey, that's what I got, Andy B. I've got 2 base shakers. I got one here underneath the pedal plate, and I got one on the side of me right here. I originally planned to get 4 base shakers and put one on each corner, but from what I understand, you gotta turn it up in order to get proper feedback from each base shaker. Now, with my base shaker being directly underneath the pedal plate, I mean, I feel everything at my feet. You know, I can feel when the brakes lock up. Just now, I've got the V3 load pedals. They have motors in them, but you can barely feel that vibration. I mean, truth be told, the vibration is so subtle. I don't even know why Fanatec even wasted. I don't even know why they wasted material and resources putting those motors on the pedals, because you barely feel them. You know, the base shakers are a much better option for getting feedback for wheel slippage and brake locks. All right, folks, it's showtime. Let's do it. Where will my where am I qualified at? Oh, this time my 140 qualifies me 5th for this race. Look at that. Somebody died at 137. And he gonna blow us out. Cause after that, the next closest time, 1 buck kicker gamer, 2 under the seat, and then 4 Daytons for each corner wheel. Holy shit. What rig are you? What kind of rig you working with? Because right here, I got. I'm sitting in a. Thanks, Ham. Thanks. Right here, I've got the GT Omega Prime. Let's go. Let's try not to screw this one up. Oh, the Prime Light? That just came out. I saw Carl Gosling do a review on that. Looks solid. I think if it weren't for inflation, that Prime Light would be cheaper. And I'll talk about that after this race. Or just to put it in the short term, the Prime Light costs what this Prime cost about 1.5 years ago. But you know, inflation fucked everything up. Big Carl Gosling, yeah. Oh yeah, Big Carl, yeah. They got hit with a penalty too. When's the PSVR 2 giveaway? I assume you must be talking about the copy of Call of the Mountain that I plan to give away. Oh, what a jerk! He bumped me straight into the wall. Oh, I got hit with a 4-second penalty. Holy shit. Yeah, he definitely wasn't subtle about it. This Mass Effect? Sure. And I will be in touch with you very soon, Craig. J-Dub, what's up, my guy? I figured the secret out. I figured out how to survive the death chicane. Let's go. Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Yeah, J-Wags, I'm racing flat screen. I do that once in a while. Oh shit, I'm probably going to have to come into the pits. I didn't realize this was a 10-lap race. Oh! I see you, J-Wags. I wasn't even paying attention that this was a 10-lap race. Damn it! My fuel seems to be fine. I still got over half a tank. Unless this is a race where it's a mandatory pit stop where you got to change tires. Wakanda forever! Use titanium treads. Ha! I got enough fuel to finish the race, no question about that. Shit! Those sausages got me. And that penalty's gonna kill me. That penalty's gonna get me right here anyway. Even if I could catch him. Three more seconds. That's a backbreaker. Damn! I could have won that race. I could have won that race. I could have won that race. Hey, thanks everybody. Thinking about doing it one more time. Now it's showing me at ninth. I don't know why I slipped a ninth. I don't get it. Yeah, I gambled on my tires, and I felt the tires slipping as the race went on, but that sausage at the death chicane is what killed me. I tried to be safe going through the chicane, and I hit that sausage, and the car hopped it and spun it all the way around. So I think that's what caused me to lose the race, because I already lost one position from spinning around and hitting the wall. Then I lost another one. That's what I'm thinking, Gaming Legends. It might be a mandatory pit stop in this race. With a 1-minute penalty. All right, let's do this again. And I think what I'll do this time is maybe start out with the racing hards. Yeah. You have to use both the racing hards and the racing mediums. Yeah, I ran the whole race on racing mediums and never came into the pits. So I think what I will do is start out with the racing hards. I think I'll start out with the racing hards and let's see what that does. And then when I come into the pits and get on the racing mediums, so fuel was never the issue. Yeah, I can go with that strategy. That's kind of what I had in mind. You off the bed? Hey, you hung out longer than I thought you would, Ham. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. maybe it's me, but the car feels a little bit harder with these racer hires on. The vibration seems to be a little bit stronger with these base shakers. Oh, you in the UK, Andy? All right, appreciate it. Yeah, I'll do this last race and then I'll shut it down myself, so I can get some food in me belly. Damn it. Probably not gonna do better than 141 with these hard tires. carrying too much. I was carrying too much speed, and I couldn't brake back and avoid that first part of the chicane. Oh boy. Alright, this will be the grand finale. So where did I qualify? I qualified... Oh no, 8th. I qualified 8th. This is going to be so much fun in VR. I can't wait. Another advantage to VR is when I'm fighting it out with these cars and I'm closing in on a car and I try to stay behind them to keep pressure on them, I can better judge how fast I'm closing in on a car, and I can better judge how close I can actually come to that car. So we'll do about 3 or 4 laps on the hards, and then we'll finish the race off on the mediums. Oh my God, I missed the gear. Yeah, I see. Oh, almost paid the price. I keep forgetting I'm on hards. If they keep fighting, they'll give me a chance to catch them. Yeah, gotcha. That was the plan to come in this lap. Anyway, shit! God damn it, that sausage again! Oh, God damn it! Dude! He trying to jump in front of me, son of a bitch! Please don't hit me with a penalty. Because if you don't, I might be able to catch him. Oh, I don't need to. Second place went into the pits. Can I catch him before he comes out, though? Oh, he on hards, too. Wait a minute! What is this? Second? I think cars got hit with some penalties here. Yeah, it looks like I took second, baby! Gaming Legends! Yes, sir, Andy Podium! Glad you, thank you, Andy, for staying up for this. I knew you were headed to bed, but thank you for sticking around and, watching the race in full. Appreciate it. Support gaming. What's good? What's good? Just wait until we do this in VR, baby. We gonna start winning some races. I had to stay up for this. Good looking out, Lincoln. No, good looking out on your part for staying up for this. Really appreciate it. Now you can go to bed. Hey, I ain't far behind you, man. I'm gonna grab a bite. I might do one LFM race over on Twitch, depending on how many people enter, how many entries they got. I might do a race over there and then call it a night. We got a new track. Indianapolis is the sprint race over there. But yeah, either way, I'm not staying up too much longer. This was a lot of fun. I can only imagine how much more fun. No, not imagine. I know how much more fun I would have had if that race would have been in VR. I think I love that track. As far as the Gran Turismo franchises go, Dragon Tail Seaside is my favorite track. Should I? Yeah, I'll save the replay. Yeah, we might even go back and view it. It says here, ask your son to make some nice YouTube liveries. My son don't. He's not into racing games and that kind of stuff. As far as ACC goes, if anybody want to send me some liveries, yeah, then I'll definitely use them. So, my page options. Can't wait. Lucky for me, PSVR 2 has passed through. I might need a bucket. Might need a bucket, huh? So what I'm looking for is replays. Where would I find a gallery? It's got to be there. No? Race photos. Stop. There we go. Replays. Are you serious? I saved that replay. Well, if anybody can help me out and tell me where I can find the replays at, I would definitely appreciate it. My library. Skate photos, shared items, collections. Come on, guys. Y'all didn't have to make it this hard to find my damn shit. It should be in the showcase menu. Oh, that's recommended replays. There we go. Let's have a look. I'm not going to play it with music because I don't want to get hit with a copyright. In the meantime, while you guys are watching this replay, I'm going to run to the men's room and grab a drink. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm not gonna watch the entire replay, but I do love replays because it's very rewarding when you run a good race and you go back and see it from the broadcast angles, and then sometimes when you see it from an outside angle, you start asking yourself, how in the hell did I take that corner like that? Got lucky on that one. Got nice sound effects though as the car's going by. Oh! Yo! And if it wasn't for that penalty, I could have caught him. Oh shit. This track is gonna be fun in VR. Alright, I think I bored you guys enough with the replay, but hey, second place. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Hey, wait a minute. I never got no kind of roulette ticket? Wait a minute, wait a minute. There's two things in the garage. Let's see what we got. We got a 3 and a 4 star. Let's see what we got. I need money, not parts. Personally, the car don't do anything for me, but just for the sake of VR, I will drive it. You know, I'll show you guys, you know, the inside of it and take it around the block a few times. Pretty slick looking car. Now let's see what we got here. That I don't need. Honda NSX Type R. Oh well. So, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here. I really don't know if I'll do another stream as far as GT7 goes. I don't know if I'll do one Monday or Tuesday, but assuming I get my headset on time, I will definitely. Bottom line is, I'll do another GT7 stream the minute I get that headset plugged up. So I would say, if I'm lucky, I'll get the headset on Tuesday and it'll be ready to go at midnight Eastern time. If not, hopefully I'll get it Thursday during the day or what have you. So, or Wednesday. We'll just, you know, I expect I expect people to start getting updated tomorrow, because I expect even though the carrier hasn't picked up packages yet, I expect them to do it tomorrow. I expect the headsets to actually ship tomorrow. Even though your status says shipped, it shows that the carrier has not picked up the package yet. A label's been created for it, as well as the tracking number. But yeah, but I expect these things to actually ship out tomorrow, and I think maybe Tuesday over in Australia they might be the first ones to pop up with their headsets and start streaming and stuff like that. So there we go. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and boogie on out of here. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, people. And if I don't see you sooner, I will see you guys the minute the headset is in hand. I will do an unboxing. Again, this is going to be a special live from Wakanda with Craig Harris. And we will unbox the headset, and immediately afterwards, I will plug it up and jump straight into GT7. So we will see you then, if not sooner. So until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. See you soon, everybody. Have a good one.